Hi there, so I'm excited to share this video with you where I'm going to show you a really simple but effective shoulder stretch, which is just going to be ideal for you if you are somebody who's working at home a lot at the moment and working perhaps at a desk, sitting on a chair, using a laptop. But it's really good for all those things that we do in our everyday life that create that pattern of the shoulders kind of creeping up towards the ears and the upper back rounding forwards, which is a really common pattern when we have a more sedentary life. You know, it's just something that we all experience in one degree or another. And when we do that, two things happen. The muscles of the back and the fascia of the back and the shoulders get tighter, but they also get weaker. So this exercise is not only a stretch, it's also a strengthening. So it's going to be good for all of those things. A few things to know before you get started. You can do this from seated, and that's how I'm going to show the exercise to you. You'll want a nice flat surface in front of you, like a desk or a dining table or something like that. And you're going to want to clear it. So you need a little bit of space because we're going to be sliding our arm around the table. So, you know, push your work out to one side for now, take the laptops and things off. But I'm also going to show you at the end of the video how you can also do this down on a yoga mat if you wanted to get, you know, up out of your seat or from standing against a wall. So there's a few different options. Okay, I hope you enjoy it. So if you're at a table, my recommendation is that you're sitting on a nice sturdy chair and that you don't sit at the back of the chair. So come forwards, shuffle your seat bones to the edge of the chair so that you can plant both feet really firmly down on the ground. My feet are pretty much underneath my knees, so I've got, you know, kind of like a right angle situation with my legs. But really just make sure your feet are comfortably planted about hip distance apart. And then we're going to bring our forearms onto the table. And you want your forearms to rest comfortably with the elbows at the edge of the table. So I'm actually just going to shift forwards a little bit. And you want to be able to place your elbows at the edge of the table without feeling that you are rounding forwards at all or leaning forwards. So get yourself where you can rest them comfortably down whilst keeping your chest upright and a relatively straight spine. Okay, elbows, forearms about shoulder distance apart. And depending what surface you're working on, we're going to slide our arm on the table. This is a glass table and it's actually quite kind of resistant and sticky, not because it's dirty. So I'm choosing to use a placemat to help me find that smooth glide a bit easier. So if you're working on wood or plastic or a different kind of surface, you might find that you can already get that slide without needing anything else. Okay, so get your setup. And then when you're ready, we're going to start with the right arm and right hand flat down on the surface and gently press the hand, forearm, elbow down into the table. Okay? And then we're going to start to slide our arm forwards just as far as it'll go and then back until the elbow comes to the edge of the table. And we'll do that a few times, just going forwards and back. Now make sure as you're sliding, you keep that pressure down through the palm of your hand, your forearm, your elbow. So you're getting a bit of resistance. So I can definitely feel lots of stuff happening around the back of my arm, getting in towards the armpit, the bicep I can feel turning on as well, the deltoid at the front. Nice. Okay, let's just do one more like that. And then come back, rest your arm, and then we're going to flip the palm up, okay? And we're going to do exactly the same thing, but with the palm facing up. So spread your fingers nice and wide, press the back of your hand, the back of your arm, and the elbow into the table. Make sure you've still got it about shoulder distance apart, wide, and then start to slide backwards and forwards. So slightly different feeling now. For me, I can feel this more now underneath the scapula, around the bottom of the shoulder blade. Kind of starting to get into some of the oblique muscles as well at the side of the back. I can even feel stuff happening around my abdominals and waist area, so I know everything's working together. And the pulling action that we're using as we bring the arm back is a really good one for this work, this strengthening work. Okay, let's pull it back. Rest your arm for a moment. You can shake out the hand, shake out the arm, give it a little rotation. We're going to do 2 more exercises on this side. So keeping your elbow where it is, you're just going to take your hand a couple of centimeters out to the right. So it's on a slight angle now. And then we're going to do the same thing, sliding it forwards and back. But now it's on a diagonal line because we've got this slight external rotation in the shoulder joint and the elbow. So keep sliding the hand. Again, make sure you're pressing down lightly through the elbow, arm, hand. Okay, if this feels like enough because it's, getting to be quite a bit of work, feel free to just leave it as it is, or you can take your hand more out to the side, to the right, and go again. And this will just intensify the whole stretch a little bit more. Woo! The top of my arm is really talking to me now, and you can do as many or as few rounds of this as you want. So you can start with just 1 or 2 or 3 and build up. Okay, let's bring it back. And then give the arm a rest. We're going to do the same thing with the palm facing up. So give yourself a moment to set up. By the way, credit for this exercise goes to Brea Johnson at Heart and Bones Yoga, which is where I originally found this exercise, and it's been really helpful for me ever since. Whenever I feel I've been working too much at my desk, I do this. Okay, so palm facing up, press down through the arm, and then slide your hand a couple of inches out to the right. So now it's on that angle. And we go again, backwards and forwards. See if you can close your eyes as you do this and bring your awareness to your breath. Something that we haven't explored yet, but we certainly don't want to be holding the breath or making the breath short and sharp as we do this. So make sure that you're only working so much that you can keep a nice, smooth, steady breath. Okay, if you're staying as you are, great. Otherwise, take it for a bit more of an external rotation and then begin again. Keep that pressure down through the back of the hand. You might find it hard to get the back of the hand flat to the table. Don't worry about that. You can just do as much as get it as flat as feels comfortable, but make sure you're spreading your fingers nice and wide. Okay, 1 more. Ooh, okay, sit back slightly on your chair, bring your arms down by your side, give your shoulders a little wriggle, your head and your neck. And with your arms relaxed down by your sides, just feel into the sensations in the right shoulder, arm, maybe even the side of the rib cage, middle back. Notice how that all feels in comparison to the side we haven't worked, which for me is the left. And not only is there a kind of achiness in my right side, the right side also feels warmer, feels a bit tingly, heavier as well, I would say. So all that fresh blood, fresh oxygenated blood circling around in that side. So let's even ourselves out and move on to the other side. So bring yourself forward onto the chair again, bum resting at the edge of the seat, feet planted nice and firm. And again, make sure that you can get yourself set up where the arms are just resting comfortably on the table without needing to lean or slump. Okay, so the arm is at roughly a right angle to the elbow and the shoulder. And then we're going to begin with the first iteration, which is palm facing down, whole arm and hand pressing into the table as you just take it on a straight line forwards and back. I remember this one. This one's a simpler one. Wasn't life simpler when we were just doing forwards and backwards? Okay. Notice what's working in the shoulder, the arm, all the way down the left side. Okay, and then when you feel ready, you can do more if you wish and pause the video, but we're going to flip the palm over, press down again, spread the fingers wide, and then start to slide out and in. And these exercises where we're like sliding the hand or parts of the body on a surface, because we're adding friction into the equation, we get resistance, and the muscles really like this kind of balance between resistance and release, engage and release. That's what helps pump fresh blood through the muscles, helps strengthen the joints. Okay, just one more like this. Pause, bring the arm back, and then flip the palm down again, and this time keep the elbow where it is, but take the hand slightly out towards the left or whichever side you're working on. Okay, and then we begin again, sliding the arm out and bring it in. I've got a glass of water there, which I'm just gently pushing towards the edge of the table, like a little experiment. Yeah, you've got to make sure you've got a bit of clear space here to do this, of course. Should have mentioned that at the start. Sweep your desk in a dramatic gesture. I'm gonna do yoga. Or just tidy things, put them to the side. Okay, pause, bring your arm back, take the hand slightly more out to the side, and we're doing the same thing. And we have got the addition of external rotation now. And this is where it really starts to like fire up for me in the top of the shoulder, and my arm is talking to me. Okay, bring it back. Shall we pause or should we just go straight into it? Flipping the palm up and then taking the hand out to the side, just a little bit to begin with. Don't go for your full external rotation just yet. Keep that pressure, remember, down through the arm as you slide. Apologies if you're working on like a table that has splinters. Definitely use something under your arm if you've got like an old wooden table. Okay. I did this in my one-to-one the other day, and my student Jan, who I was doing it with, was like, "Oh, this is great! You know, I could put a bit of polish on a cloth under my arm and just do the housework whilst I do this, whilst I work out." It's true. Cleaning whilst we do yoga. Okay, more of an external rotation if you want it. You don't have to take that, but we're sliding the arm in and out again. Okay. Again, just do as many of these as feel good. Okay, I'm gonna do two more. Press the arm down, and then slide it back in. Relax. Bring your arms down by your sides, sit back in the seat so that you can just relax a little bit. And then feel all those lovely sensations in the arms, shoulders. Take a few deep breaths. And it's nice to do the exercise, but it's nice to finish the exercise and just feel this new sense of space across the chest, the upper back, shoulders, my arms. Although they're kind of tired now, they've got this new kind of springiness in them as well, new kind of energy. So retraining the fascia and the muscles in the arms. Okay, well that's it. That's as simple as it is. So I hope you enjoyed the exercise. I hope you can do it throughout your day to find a bit of relief for your shoulders. And like I said, if you want to do this down on a mat, on your forearms, or against a wall, you can do that easily. And I'll put a little clip at the end of this to show you how. All right, thank you so much. So you can do this from all fours and coming down onto forearms on your yoga mat, and then sliding one arm at a time, beginning with the forwards and backwards, and then of course just move through all the same progressions. And then against the wall, if you want to get up and stand and do it, just exactly the same thing. I had to remove a ring to make sure I wasn't going to make any marks on the wall, so do the same. And of course, again, once you've done the first two progressions, you can move on to all the other things we did from seated. Enjoy!